What's up, Jay? It's Luke and Will. Back in for legit takes. Bilal
From a
Muhammad looks
distance.
like he might be for the other side a little bit. Yeah.
Mm.
All
I'm
right,
talking about they
starting off
both
with the
got.
first picks of the vid.
Alright.
No
Vid.
AI was used in the production of this presentation.
Let it be known.
All right, so Luca, you could go ahead and start. I want to know what's your pick, dude.
Alright, well, jumping right in, I'm gonna have to go with my girl. Our girl. You know, Ariane Carnelossi.
Carnelossi, she kind of has a sweet face, doesn't she?
She looks
She kind of
well.
looks at you a little bit tenderly.
Uh, their similarity is they were done in by Angela Overkill, the Boogie Woman Hill.
Yeah.
I do have to. It's tough to pick against somebody with such a crisp lineup.
Okay.
They both they, they both have good boxing, but Carnelossi
She's just
has
got those deltoids and traps, you know.
and yeah, so
All
I'm
right.
gonna have to go with Carnelossi for that.
Now look up
So,
at the blue skies, dear viewer.
uh,
That was a decent take. I'm going. So we're looking at Kellen Souza versus Ariane Carnioso. First off, we got Kellen Souza, and then we got, of course, Ariane Carnioso. She's got decent uh, bicepage right there. You might see Luca with the similar build. So first things to look at, she's the female Max Holloway. A lot of people, if you're namely, you're watching a Ketlin Souza, you might hear DC say, she's just like the female Max Holloway. You'll hear him say that. And that's a pretty astute observation. I would say that's kind of in her favor. She's got two hairlines. That's like a popular boon in the Latino community. So I wouldn't
that's yeah,
take that away from her. And then last but not least, she's a little pudge that could.
yeah.
Not too much definition there, a little bit of a tum tum, but that doesn't really, I wouldn't take that from her. She's a little pudge that could. She keeps on trucking on. Volume for Cornioso. She got the tough cookie advantage. Look at her, bro. She's got a face that you couldn't smash with, two hammers. So looking at it that way, she's got a very small face. I might also add.
Less room to punch.
Yeah, less room to punch, more room for head. So just a large
I'm,
head
I'm
and a
sorry.
small face.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then she's fully juiced. And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's pretty obvious just from looking. So I'm gonna go with Carnioso just cause I just don't really I don't like how Ketlin Souza looks. I don't like how she looks that much. So
All right, next fight, we're jumping straight in. Jaisla Chavez and Unesi Duben. Jaisla Chavez, this is gonna be her UFC debut, but I do want to point out that in preparation for this, I watched her Contender Series fight against this girl Montenegro. Man,
mm, a
it's
true scrap.
that's too. It was truly a true scrap. Zero grappling, 100% boxing and kickboxing and everything. They were
She
beating
kind
the
of looks
fuck out
like
of each other.
like a chud in this picture you got for her. Not
Yeah,
gonna
this
lie.
picture isn't doing her justice. I will say
All right,
in
next
during
person. Come on,
yeah,
let's not get the
I
glaze, dude.
sorry.
Dude, dude,
Unesi Dubin,
she's not gonna.
she's like almost Juliana Pena. From afar, maybe I'd be like, "Are you?" Wait, and then I'd come closer and be like, "Oh, never mind." Um, she does have that killer be killed mentality. She kind of just goes out there and either chins or gets
She's kind
chinned.
of got that hug or be hugged type of face though. She looks
Yeah,
like she give you a
yeah.
good old hug.
She looks similar to my homeboy's girlfriend, so I don't know. I just wanted to point that out. She was like done very badly. Like she got Golden Freddy last fight, so 25. I just purely based if Jace, my girl Jace can bring the hype from her Contender Series fight, I'm gonna have to go with Chavez here.
All right, look at the sky. Look at the clouds.
Back in the
A
clouds.
little spoiler there in the corner. All right, we got Jello Chavez.
Yeah.
He's got the slick 3. That's what I'll first start off with. You know, not many WMMA fighters nowadays you'll see with a slick 3. One of the deepest bags in WMMA. You know, a lot of people have been pointing this out to me in the fighter meetings. You know, so you know when my conversation with her on Tuesday, I think it was last Tuesday.
But did you actually get a chance to talk to her? Wow.
Yeah, it was in one of the fire meetings. We had a chance to talk about the different trains that she does. High altitude, you know, trains with the Gracies. In the Mayweather camp when he fought Connor. So those are pretty.
Really? Wow.
Those are pretty big things to look at. One of the deepest bags, though. Seriously.
That's true.
Next, she's explosive. All right, next we got Unicity Dublin. Unicity Dublin. This is at a glance, also. All right. Just gonna go with the shirt method for this one. Not gonna explain that, but I think Unicity Dublin's got this, just off the shirt method. Who we got winning this fight?
I think
I'm going with Joe Anderson Brito. He's just got that mean look to him, man. He kind of looks mean. I think he's just gonna go and get him. I think he's gonna go.
I would have said that, but I do have to point out that he literally anybody who has a lick of grappling just has their way with him.
Sabatino though, bro, that guy's like 36. Like he's got a deep bag.
Jordan Levitt is just he's got above average grappling, I'd say, and
I just don't rate Chase Hooper very high.
I know.
I just don't rate him very high. He gets knocked out every fight nowadays. He's a little twid. I'm going with Joe Anderson Brito for this fight.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. I think he's gonna get done.
Coughing baby-esque. He's very easily grappled.
Marcus McGee versus John Giannis.
Bro, Will, stop doing.
What the hell is wrong with that guy?
Well, we never even made our pick for last fight.
Gonna win.
I think Bruno Silva's gonna win. I mean, as you can see from this picture I got from when I stopped in the future to see this fight,
Edgar Chavez low-key is fucking him up in that pick. I'm not gonna lie. He doesn't give a shit. He's like seriously like nah.
Yeah, nah.
He's all good off that. I'm going with Bruno Silva. He can grapple, I'm pretty sure. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll speak on this. I just think guys I think that Latinos from Texas with a Texans tattoo. I think they have no chance in the UFC. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know why this guy's here. Not gonna lie. I just don't think he's gonna do it. I think a lot of people look at Marcus McGee and you're like, I mean, he could be champion one day if he. If just
a couple
Petr
guys
Yan retired, he could
crashed
be champion.
in a plane, yeah.
People think about that.
Yeah, he did have a good showing of boxing against Petr Yan.
He did.
It was nice.
I think that John Giannis, he's gonna need a miracle, bro. Nobody believes in him.
He's got big power in the right. If things go to plan, I'm seeing a 30-27 Marcus McGee, but I wouldn't count out my guy John Giannis. Like he's probably gonna lose, but I'm gonna pick Marcus McGee here.
Marcus McGee, people don't believe in him nowadays, But yeah, so I'm gonna go with Marcus McGee here. He did a handstand on a skateboard. Yeah, John Giannis. I'm picking John Giannis by round 1 KO with the big right. All right, now we got Iwo Baranowski versus. I mean, this fight's gonna be fireworks. It's gonna be explosions. I'm not gonna lie.
They're
and
just
if I
fighting.
Can just quickly give my my 2 cents. I think that Iwo Baranowski is gonna be on the good side of this one.
I also believe that. Has he fought a bunch of idiots? Yes, he has. However,
he showed chin.
He showed chin and heart, and that's a big thing for me. Junior Tafa I have literally never heard a nice thing said about this guy. Um, yes, he won his last fight. Did he lose like a lot before that? Also true. You know, he's got. I
You might
mean, he's
say,
got a
yeah.
3-5 record in the UFC.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's just terrible. So, I'm gonna have to go Ewo.
Uh,
I
yeah, I'm
think
going
Junior
Ewo
Tafa
as
got
well.
lucky. He he threw the coin down the wishing well. He got one win. I think it's just not gonna happen again for him. I think he got his
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse fight. He got to win, but I think Euro Baranowski. He's gonna show levels. I think this time, it might be Ewo. Uh,
It's
kissing
Ewo's
kissing
time.
good luck to the wishing well. I think Ewo kissed a little. He kissed his penny before throwing it down into the fountain.
And he will ride that. He'll ride this Junior Tafa victory all the way to the title shot. I can envision it now. It's just simple.
Matt Schnell versus. I mean, this is the easy. Oh,
All right,
this is
so
the easiest pick
now
of
that
the
we're on the main
fucking
card, we have to
card.
take this a bit more serious, as you can see.
Yeah, we didn't.
We have
No more fun games. I'm just gonna say, Matt Schnell already retired. He already retired. Just gonna put
It's
that
true.
out there when he got I don't remember who we
He
got the last
did.
fight.
We have to point out that he wobbled Pantoja. He wobbled him bad. Did Pantoja knock him out like 2 minutes later? Not confirming or denying that. He loves to get finished. He was, Will, you want to show your take?
He got okay. He got literally dusted out cold by Dustin Astro Boy Ursig. And that's the thing is you can just see his little chin sticking up in the air in this photo. He's like kind of he's got that little crafty man smirk. He's got
That's
that little
true.
rusty dusty smirk, but you could tell like you put me and Matt Schnell in the cage, I'm knocking him out. You know. To say that Alessandro Costa could do anything wrong in this fight, I would say you'd be wrong. So he's my pick.
He's thick and dense.
He's
He's got.
voluptuous. Alessandro, I think he's gonna hit him with the right to the body, and he's gonna come up with that big power three.
Yeah.
Me and Alessandro were talking the other week last week at the fire meetings. It was we're actually right after Jesselo Chavez. Me and her were talking, and then he came in after, and we were talking about it, and I asked to touch his to grab and feel his breast.
Okay, let's go to the next fight, bro.
And this is a true story. I asked to touch his breast to feel its
Bro,
firmness, and
bro,
it
go
was
to
rock
the-
hard. It was genuinely rock hard. So I
Oh
think
my.
that is that's always a really big factor for me. I don't know about you, but
Yeah, I
for
mean,
me that's always a
I
big
get
factor.
to.
You look at Matt Schnell, gust to win, he's blowing over, but Alessandro Costa, despite his size, I feel like he's like a rock in the wind, man. He's not moving. So
Mm.
yeah, just gonna go with Alessandro.
All right.
Next we got
We got Bryce Mitchell versus Santiago Luna here.
yeah,
Bryce Mitchell, he's kind of like a lighter man's Bryce Mitchell. Um,
I think he'll possibly win. I think that was my take.
I think yeah. I think he'll possibly
I think he'll
win.
actually possibly win this fight. Santiago
Yeah.
Luna looks like one of those guys. He's just like a handsome guy. You just might not lose. You look at
Yeah, I
him
mean
and you just kind of don't feel like he'll lose.
he notoriously doesn't study the tape though, which, with a guy like Bryce
Yeah,
Mitchell, I
exactly. I was
mean,
in the fire meetings this last week, on last Tuesday, talking to Santiago, and his coach was in there, and I was asking him what did you see in the tape? I was like, do you think what makes you think you can win this fight? He was telling me he was like, I just think I'm just gonna absolutely destroy him. I think I'm gonna pick him apart. I was like, what makes you did you see something in the tape? And Santiago goes, oh. He goes,
oh
oh,
shoot.
no hablo inglés.
Oh, did he really
He
say
said
that?
that, and then
Bro.
his coach said, no mames, way. And then I think this kind of speaks to that narrative that he has, where he notoriously doesn't, and everybody knows this. Yes, any MMA fan, Santiago does he study the tape,
He does
So
have crafty switches though.
he does.
Has to be pointed out.
He has good switches off those kicks. Yeah, and then, like I said before, actually one of my most biggest things for picking a fight. He's got decent pec muscularity. Same thing I said to this guy. I said, "Can I might I touch your breast?" I said to him,
Yeah. Was that
and
was that
he
before or
obliged me.
after he
That
said
was
he didn't show
after.
you
That
tape?
was after.
Oh wow. So you continued to be with him after he,
It had some softness to it, but I thought that was actually pleasant. Bryce Mitchell,
I don't
yeah,
know. This is just it's a tough fight to pick, but I think I'm gonna have to go Bryce Mitchell here.
you know what?
Maybe
I
a
think
crafty submission.
I think we're picking the same guy too much. I'm gonna go with Santiago Luna just off the decent pack muscularity. I'm gonna go with him.
Okay. All right. Well, give me Bryce Mitchell by I don't know, Von Flu choke in round 2.
Yeah, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay.
Santiago Luna's gonna get a unanimous decision win. All right, next fight: Fares Ziam versus Tom Nolan. Pretty
Tom
sure
Nolan.
he's French. Yep. This
I
fight is
believe
already
so.
set up. He's got
Yeah.
the middleweight frame. If you see him next to guys like other Frenchmen, like what's the kid's name?
Nasruddin.
Nasruddin Imavov. When you look at those guys, are the same height. Same with Kamzat. Yeah,
He is, a whopping 6'1". I mean, he decent pec muscularity, but like the widow's
no,
peak is.
no. It's actually kind of a facade. I asked to touch his breast in the fighter meetings,
Oh yeah.
and
I didn't even know he was there.
it's kind of tricky. I didn't feel it, you know.
Mm, mm.
I actually didn't ask to touch Tom Nolan's breast. We didn't get a chance to speak, but I just like Tom Nolan. He's a decent Welsh
He is a
bloke.
decent Welsh bloke, yeah.
He's got that medieval peasant look. If you look at him, like his face almost doesn't look real. You know, his face doesn't
Yeah.
really look like it's actually there. Like look at
No,
the
yeah.
roundness over the top of his head, but he has hair. So he's also got the long mustache, and what I mean by that is like he doesn't have a lot of density there. His beard doesn't connect, but he's allowed it to grow.
He is a victim of the industry.
I'm gonna go with who? I mean, who are you going with? Let's be
I
honest.
mean, I mean this fight was promised to Fares Ziam 1,000 years ago.
Dude, look at him, bro. Look at his haircut. I'm going with Tom Nolan.
I gotta go Fares Ziam here, purely because I'm not in love with Tom Nolan's game.
I'm in love with his
You know,
haircut, though.
he does have the coolest haircut.
All
Yeah,
right.
he's just the yeah. I mean,
Next fight, we got Brendan Allen versus Shablazi. Dude, Shablazi, what's wrong with your face, man? Why the long face? I just want to point this out. You know, this is kind of an astute observation by me. Not a lot of people would know this unless you're actually certified. He's got
Yeah.
a clear case of pectus excavatum. You know, just looking
Yeah.
at him, I can clearly tell that his chest.
you are the pec expert.
Well, yes, of course, and you can see he's not got much, you know, definition there on his pec muscles, but that's not actually what we're looking at here. You can tell how his rib cage around around his ab muscles kind of protrudes out there,
Yeah.
and then in the center it actually goes in. It's actually pushed in. This is known as and this is a clear case of pectus excavatum. You don't see this a lot in fighters because it's very rare that you're able to fight under these conditions. And so I think he's at a severe disadvantage, and he's a nobody. I don't even know who this guy is. Brendan Allen, everyone knows Brendan Allen. It's kind of synonymous with the whole UFC thing, And he's getting better every day, and that's
It's true.
getting better every day.
He
Everyone can hope to do that. So I think I'm just gonna go
And
with.
Shablazian
That's a positive
was
outlook
subbed
Brendan Allen.
he was subbed by JM3 in the Big 24. That feels a little bit unexcusable. Yeah.
The only thing I don't like is his feet tats, but that's
That is worth bringing up for sure.
But he created the washed narrative for Rainier Dritter, and that's important. Because I was on the hype train. I don't know about y'all.
I was on the hype train.
I was sure Rainier Dritter was going to win. So I'm sure that Brendan Allen's going to win against this kid, Shablazian. Yeah. So next fight, we got Belal
All right, what we've all been waiting for.
versus Gabriel Bonfim. Bonfim, get your head out the gutter, dude. You're kind of in the text box. Watch out. Come on, dude. All right.
So Bilal, obviously, he is a master of his craft, for sure. You know, when
Regarded as best win on JDM's resume, that's an important thing, you know.
that's that. I mean, that's a big thing. Who does that to Sean Brady? Who does that to Sean Brady? Bro, bro.
Bro, like he made Sean Brady look like a bum, you know.
That's true. You know, and you know, Gabriel Bonfim, you know, his best win is actually losing to Stephen the Wonder Boy Thomas.
Yep,
So,
that's right.
and that's a good thing to point out, you know. And Ismael Bonfim, you know, not very good. So maybe it runs in the
So,
family.
yeah, you gotta think about, like, you know, you become who you surround yourself with, and if your brother's
Yeah, and I
not
mean, it's
very
like,
good.
dude, you're cool, bro. You knocked out Randy Brown. You know, like
We've already seen that. We've already
JDM.
seen
I've had every
do that to
every
Randy Brown.
knockout.
When Randy Brown was in his prime. When Randy Brown was in his prime, JDM slimed him out and subbed
Rude
him.
boy.
So I think that
Yeah, I mean, I think Bilal's gonna,
Paul's got
you know,
that
turn.
twitchy eye too. Look at him, bro.
Yeah,
One of his
a
eyes
good
looks
point.
like he's gonna kill you. One of his eyes looks like he's ready to, you know, chill out, bro. So
I think Bilal, you know, turns this sort of fight into the Epstein files without the sex. I will go Bilal. You know, obviously, unanimous decision. I don't know what else to. I don't know what else to.
I
Really
think Bilal's
choose.
gonna get him, dude. I think he's gonna give him round 2 TKO, standing TKO like he did to Sean Brady.
Yeah,
I think
because he has to keep up his mantra of no knockdowns. That's
Yep, I think Bilal's gonna. I think he's gonna go get him, bro. I think Bilal's pressure's gonna be too much. Your best way is fucking squeaking by, losing to Stephen Boy Wonder Thomas. I don't know. I just think I think Bilal's gonna go get him, bro. I think it's done in round 2,
oh shit.
possibly round
Yeah.
3. But you know, write that down. Put it on your picks. I don't care.
Put on your picks. You know, if you guys want to make money, you can go ahead and listen to us.
If y'all make money, just make sure you put me on the check too.
Yeah, slide me a 20. Cool 20. Trying to eat.
My glorious
yeah.
king.
Make sure to
Belal.
tune in next Friday for our W White House picks.
All right. Well,
Justin
watching
Gaethje by
next
Rolling
time,
Thunder,
guys.
baby. Good
Unsubscribe.
night, everyone. No, wait. Well, unsubscribe.